today we will be taking up users and roles. Okay, we will not be following the sequential order. This okay, I'll take you with an order. Okay, because that has a logical connectivity with logical connectivity between the topics. Okay, but yeah, you can always ensure that if we are covering all the topics that are seen over here in this Excel.
Sure.
Okay, so today you'll be taking up users and roles. Okay, I'll tell you why users and roles. So while you're on a NetSuite project, okay, I mean you're implementing NetSuite for someone, okay, as a consultant, okay. So what you need to do is that before you begin your implementation work, you need to provide access to people.
Mhm.
Okay, and to provide access to people, you need to provide them base access based on some role. Okay,
Mhm.
so you'll
Mhm.
understand about roles over here. Okay, and then you'll understand how do you provide access to someone based on a role.
Okay.
Okay, so there are two topics we'll be dealing. Okay, one is users and the other is roles. So first we'll take up roles over here because only when you have a role you can go ahead to create a user record and provide access eventually.
Yes.
So for roles, okay, the navigation is you go to setup, user set roles, manage roles. Okay, open it in the new tab. So over here, okay, this is the manage roles page. Okay, wherein you already get standard roles from the NetSuite, wherein standard, I mean, permissions and restrictions are defined. Okay,
Mhm.
NetSuite itself will have roles created for you. Okay, and usually most of your job, okay, is can be done using the standard rules of the NetSuite. Okay,
Mhm. Mhm.
but if in case, okay, your client demands that no, they need few custom roles wherein they want their own permissions to be defined and own restrictions to be defined, then
Mhm.
that's when you will have to create a custom rule. Okay, in order to
Okay.
go ahead and work on with. Okay, so this is your roles page wherein you have the name of the role, ID of the role. ID is nothing but a role that is uniquely identified with. Okay, and
Okay.
over here you get to know, okay, if it's a standard role or a custom role. If it's written standard, it's a standard role. Okay,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
center type is nothing but the platform on which the role is. Okay,
Okay.
say for example, AP clerk, AR clerk, accountant, accountant reviewer. Okay, these all belong to the accounting center. That is, these all are accounting related roles. Okay,
True.
so all the accounting related roles come under one single umbrella of accounting center.
Okay.
Okay, so this is a platform on which you will find these roles. Okay, or you can say under one single common umbrella you will find similar related roles.
Mhm.
Okay, you cannot make changes on the standard roles. Okay, they are non-editable. Okay, you can customize them to create a custom role out of it. Okay, but the standard role will yet remain the same. Okay, then okay, so to create a custom role you go ahead to click on the new role button over here.
Mhm.
Okay, so over here you give name to the role. Okay, so say uh okay, I mean, we'll be creating a few custom objects. So I'll give an identifier, okay, of your name, starting two letters of your name. Okay, so I'll give it as BH role. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So that we'll understand, okay, these objects are created for you. Okay, and you give name for your role, then you give ID for your role, that is through which uniquely it is identified. Okay, so it's always even if you don't give ID, that's I mean system will generate an ID for you. Okay,
Mhm.
but it's
Mhm.
always a good practice to give an ID. The reason is because, okay, say for example now you're creating and like working on things in the sandbox environment, that is a test environment. Okay, you
Mhm.
don't create an ID, system will create an ID for you. Okay, but when
Sure.
you move these objects to live production instance and there someone has already created some other object, okay, and the system has generated ID for them over there, and the ID is similar to what your ID is in this instance, okay,
Mhm.
then okay, when you move this object to the production instance, there will be collision of two objects with same IDs, and there's a chance that you might lose on your object.
Yeah.
Okay, so which is why just so that you don't lose them, okay, you create an ID all by yourself. Then center type is again the platform. So we are going to create an administrator kind of role. So I'll just select classic center over here. Okay. Then employee restrictions. Okay, you can set up employee restrictions if you want. None no default is no restriction setup. None default to own, that is fully restricted. Okay, you do not have access to any other employee related things. Okay. Own subordinates and unassigned, that is in your vertical. Okay.
Mhm.
You can access all the other employees related things. Okay, who lie in your vertical. Own and subordinate or subordinates only, that is you and your subordinates, I mean objects or data is what you can access.
Mhm.
Okay, so let's not apply any restrictions, so let's keep it none, no default. Okay, then allow viewing if you want it to be only viewing purpose. Okay, for any
Mhm.
other employee created things, okay, you can check this checkbox. Okay.
Okay.
Then do not restrict employee fields. If you check this checkbox, so see, for example, on the sales order record, you have employee kind of field, that is sales rep. Okay.
Mhm.
Likewise, on several things, you will have few employee related fields. Okay. So do you want a user with this role to be restricted to those employee related fields? If so, you can check this checkbox, else you can just ignore it.
Mhm.
Okay. Then restrict time and expenses. Okay, so you can restrict this role based on time and expenses. Okay. Then if you want this role to be a sales kind of a role or a support kind of role or a partner kind of role, you just check these check boxes. The permissions and restrictions will be automatically applied.
Okay.
Say later down the line, okay, you are no longer interested in this role and you are this is not no longer using it, then you can check the checkbox of inactive and this role will be inactivated.
Okay.
Then core administration permissions. So any administrator role related permissions you want to have, you can check the checkbox over here. Okay.
Mhm.
Let me tell you one thing. Okay, administrator role is the only role which has no permissions and restrictions over here. Okay, it's a super
Okay.
role. It has access to everything. Okay, but rest all the roles. Okay, be it the CEO, CFO roles as well. Okay, they have a lot of restrictions. Okay, and
Mhm.
specific permissions. Okay, but
Okay.
administrator is the only role which do not have any permissions and restrictions.
Okay.
Okay. So any questions, any doubts? So far
Uh,
until you have done? Okay.
yeah. Yes, so far.
Uh, okay. Then moving to subsidiary restrictions. Okay. So say if in case your client has several subsidiaries, okay, and you want this role to be given to given access to all the subsidiaries, you select all. Active subsidiary, that is from the role, okay, whatever you are creating, okay, if you want the
Mhm.
access to this subsidiary only, then you just select the active subsidiary. Okay.
Okay.
User subsidiary, so on the user record you have an option to select a subsidiary, so you want this role to be accessible to only that particular user subsidiary, then you select this. Selected, you can select out of all the subsidiaries which subsidiaries particularly you want to provide access to.
Okay.
Okay. So let's provide access to all the subsidiaries. And if you want to allow cross-subsidiary record viewing, you can check the checkbox.
Mhm.
Okay.
So what is cross subsidiary record viewing?
That is from one subsidiary. Okay, you want to view records. So see, you're working on subsidiary A. Okay.
Mhm.
You want to see data of subsidiary B. Okay, there are
Mhm.
sales orders created for subsidiary A. But you want
Okay.
to see what are sales orders generated for subsidiary B, subsidiary C. Then you
Okay.
check the checkbox if allow cross-subsidiary record viewing.
Okay.
Okay. Then there is authentication. If single sign-on only, that is just through your email ID and password you want to allow to get access to this system, then you check the checkbox. Web services only role, that is through some website you want to log into the NetSuite and access the NetSuite. You check this checkbox. Okay,
Mhm.
this for usually for a technical person. Okay, restrict this role by device ID. If you want to restrict the role based on some particular device, okay, you can
Mhm.
check this checkbox. Then two-factor authentication, you want to set it up. That is just not based on your email ID and password, but also you need, I mean, you would receive OTP on your mobile, and then, okay, with the help of OTP, you'll be able to log into the system. Then you can set up 2FA. And once logged in, how long is per session should last? Okay,
Mhm.
you can just select that. Okay. So, any questions, any doubts over here?
All clear so far.
Okay. Then there is permission subtab wherein you'll set up permissions. Okay, under permissions there is transaction subtab. Okay, so this transaction is nothing but this transactions tab over here. Okay, so
Okay.
whatever you have everything over here, right? You'll find it over here under the drop down. Okay, you just need to
Okay.
select it. Okay,
Mhm. Mm-hmm.
whatever you want to give permission to, and you can decide the level of permission. View,
Okay.
created it, or full. Okay, say full bills, say view. Okay, uh, credit returns, edit. So likewise, you can keep adding on things. Okay,
Okay.
so
Sure.
how will you understand what things you have to add? So you
Mm-hmm.
don't have to worry about it. Client will give you the list of the things. You just have to see that list and keep adding up over here.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
is that okay?
Yeah. Yes. Can you hear me?
Bhavna,
Hello.
are you there?
Yeah. Yeah. Can you hear me? Hello.
Hello,
Uh, there's some.
hello,
Hello. Hello. Can you hear
hello.
me?
Yeah,
Hello.
yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you now.
Okay. There was some glitch.
Yeah, Bhavna, I can hear you now.
Awesome. Yeah. It's clear so far.
Yeah, Bhavna, are you there?
Yeah. Yeah. Can you
Yeah,
hear me?
okay.
I don't know if there's some problem with this or.
I can hear you now.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay. Okay. So likewise, you can keep adding up things. I mean, whatever client provides you, okay, based on
Sure.
that, you can keep adding up things over here. Okay.
Sure. Sure.
Then the next thing is about reports. So this is all about the reports tab over here. Okay. So
Okay.
you have find all those list of reports over here. So see accounts payable report you want. Okay. For standard reports, you'll have only view permission. Okay. No other level of permission. Okay.
Okay.
Accounts receivable. You can keep adding things. Okay, over here, whatever
Okay.
you want. Then list is all about the list tab, what you see over here. Okay, likewise you can select things from the drop down over here for the list tab as well. Setup is whatever you find it over here in the setup tab, you can keep adding up things. Okay, and then
Okay.
custom record. Okay, so custom record is nothing but, okay, so see, you get standard records over here to store some similar kind of information together at one single place. Okay,
Okay.
but there could be okay, but see, there could be your business, okay, might be would need a custom record wherein there is some similar kind of information that you would want to store it together. Okay, but you don't have any
Mm-hmm.
standard facility for it. Then in that case, you create a custom record to do it. We have a dedicated session, okay, wherein you will understand how do you create custom records.
Okay.
Okay,
Sure.
so say for example, okay,
Okay.
just a moment. Yeah. So, for example, okay, your client is a logistics company, and they'll be shipping up their products to other countries. Okay, so they want
Okay.
to they have a lot of shipment related information. That is the shipment number. Okay, the source port from which it is leaving, the destination port. Okay,
Okay.
then the shipment date. Okay, the items that have been sent in one container, volume of container, all of this. Now, if you see, there is no standard facility to store all this similar kind of information at one single place. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so for
Mm-hmm.
that, then what you do is that you create a custom record and arrange it a facility wherein you can store all this similar information at one single place. So likewise, whatever custom records you'll be creating, okay, you can access those custom records from if you want to give permission to those custom records, you can just select it from the drop down and you can decide the
Okay.
level of permission.
Okay.
Okay, so this is about your permissions tab. Then restrictions, restriction you can do based on three things. That is, you can restrict based on class, department, or location. Okay, so you can just decide on whatever you want to restrict on. You can, and based on that, you can apply restriction. Okay, let's
Sure.
not. I'm not restricting anything over here. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
then forms. Okay, so what all forms do you want to provide access to? Bill credit, bill payment. Okay, you can check the checkboxes against it. Okay, and if you don't want it to be enabled, you can just check the checkboxes of restricted.
Okay.
Okay, likewise for the items, likewise for the custom record, and so on.
Okay.
Uh, Then searches. Okay, so there is over here, there's a very beautiful thing called a save searches over here in NetSuite. Wherein if you
Mhm.
want to search anything, right? Usually in other ERPs, you'll have to write a code to search something. But in
Okay.
NetSuite, you don't have to write any code to search anything. Okay, you'll
Mhm.
just use the UI and you will try, you can search and get the data. Okay,
Okay.
we have a session dedicated on it called as save searches, wherein you'll understand about it. Okay, so
Okay.
in the save searches, you'll understand how to create it. Okay,
Okay.
so whatever searches you have created, okay, you want to work on those searches. I mean, you want to provide access to those searches. You can just select those searches from here.
Mhm.
Okay, and
Sure.
say searches on the accounting end. Okay, bank balance search is what I want to see. Okay,
Mhm.
then yeah. So if you want to have it on these views, you can just select it. Okay, and
Mhm.
add it. Okay. Likewise, you can keep adding up things.
Okay.
Then there is preferences. Okay, it's these preferences. Okay. So in preferences, it's nothing but okay. Just a moment. So in nothing but okay, like what language, in what language would you want to see NetSuite in? Okay,
Okay.
what time zone do you
Mhm.
belong to, like your date format, okay, month format, okay, time format, okay, all of these things, the color theme and all such kind of preferences you want to set up. Okay,
Sure.
you want to give access to so that the user can set it up for themselves. You can just select the preferences over here, color
Okay.
theme, say black. Okay, then likewise you can just keep adding up download of PDF files. Okay, yeah, you
Mhm.
want to give permission. Okay, so like this you can keep setting adding up things over here for preferences. Okay,
Sure.
then dashboard. So this is the dashboard. Okay, if there is any already created dashboard and you want to give access to that dashboard, you select the dashboard from the drop down over here.
Okay.
Okay, then there is translation. If you want to have translations in any other languages, you can do the translation.
Sure.
Oh. So any questions, any doubts so far until here with respect to role?
Good. Good. So.
Okay, so now let's save it in order to create this role. Okay, so now our role is created.
Mhm.
Okay, I'll show you.
Is there a way to search the role, or do we have to go through each and everything to find out the?
You can actually, and just do the control F and you can. Okay, it's present somewhere. So here it is. Okay, so you click on this. Okay, any changes you want to make in the future, you can click on the edit button and you can make the changes
Sure.
on your role. Okay, so now your role is ready. Okay, so we are good to go ahead and okay, create a user. Okay, wherein you can provide access to the user. Okay, so to create the
Mhm.
user, you go to list, employees, and new. Okay, so it's mandatory for you to create an employee record to give access to anyone. Okay, which is also called as a user record. So
Mhm.
say I miss. Okay, job title, say okay, whoever is your supervisor, I can just select it from the drop down. Okay, your image can be, your photo can be uploaded over here. Okay,
Mhm.
then email ID, this is something mandatory because based on email ID only is what you can have access to NetSuite. Okay, which is
Okay.
why I had asked you an email ID.
Okay.
abc.com. Okay. Okay, if I'm setting up a two-factor authentication, I need to provide your phone number as well.
Mhm.
Okay, over here, then you can provide the other phone numbers if you want so. Then classic. Okay, I'm assigning it to the parent subsidiary. Okay, I can assign a location, department, and class as well if I want. Okay, and any files, okay, any files related to you, if I have, I can attach them over here. Okay, so the
Okay.
attach file option. Then address over here, I can give you the address. Say something as 90 slash a. Okay, North Street, City, Boston. Something I can give it like this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, address. Okay. In the HR tab, all the HR related information against like related to you will be stored in over here. Okay.
Okay.
And then the access is something you need to be concerned about. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Over here, you can, if you want, you can ignore other tabs, but access is something you need to be concerned about. So you want to give access, you check the checkbox of give access. You want this particular user to receive notifications through email, you can check this checkbox. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and then over here, okay, so if for example, okay, you Bhavna, I mean, you for the very first time you're receiving access to the NetSuite, okay,
Mm-hmm.
or you are providing access to NetSuite, whoever, and you are providing, he's receiving it for the very first time, then you'll check
Okay.
the checkboxes, manually assign or change password, wherein you'll
Okay.
assign password for that person. Okay,
Okay.
using this criteria. Okay. But no, he has access to some other account, then you don't have to provide him password. Okay, just this email ID and he can use the password of that account and he can try accessing the net this account.
Okay. Sure.
Okay. Then I need to provide you a role which is mandatory. So we can provide access to your role, what we have created. Okay.
Mm.
So at once you can provide access to many other roles over here.
Okay.
Okay. As many as you want. Apart from this, if you want to give any permissions to this user, so see, roles already have permissions, but
Okay.
okay, you want to give some additional permissions, not to the role, no, but to this user specifically.
User.
You can just select
Yeah.
that particular thing from the drop down over here. Okay,
Okay.
so
Sure.
you want to give permission to audit trial, okay, and the level of permission should be full. You can just select it. Okay.
Okay. Sure.
So yeah. So with this, once you save it, okay, your employee has been created. Okay, wherein
Mm.
now, okay, you as Bhavna with this email ID and password, okay, you can just access the NetSuite application.
Okay.
Okay, so this is how, I mean, you receive access to NetSuite. Okay, based on role. Okay, so this is what your users and roles session is all about. So any questions, any doubts?
It's good so far.
Okay. So now, okay, I just didn't save and create it because of few security reasons. Okay. But if in case you, okay, so if in case you want to delete, okay, your
Mm-hmm.
employee record or role record, okay, always remember you need to click on the edit button.
Okay.
Okay. Go to actions, click on delete, and that particular thing will be deleted.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, this was all about users and roles. So if you have any questions or anything, we can discuss.
Yeah, this is good. Like maybe I have to, once I get the credentials, maybe I have to navigate around to get a view, because every page has a drop downs which are already in the main tabs, right? Main
Hmm,
column.
hmm,
So
hmm.
maybe
Yeah.
if I'm able to navigate through it, then I'll get a clear picture again. But I've understood what all you explained till now.
Okay, okay, okay. So yeah, like you will, I'll try to ensure that, okay, you will have the access in next couple of hours, okay, and
Okay.
you can then just go ahead to, I'll just drop you the credentials on your mail ID, okay.
Okay.
Using those
Okay.
credentials, you can access to NetSuite.
Okay. Sure.
Okay. So any other questions or doubts you have?
No, no,
Okay.
I'm good so far. Yeah.
So yeah, this was all about users and roles. Okay.
Okay.
So maybe I not want to feed in much for today. Okay. We
Okay.
can resume tomorrow with a new topic.
Sure. So,
Okay.
do you want me to, once I get credentials, do you want me to do something or work on something for
Yeah,
tomorrow?
so for now, you just, I mean, go through this recording and you just
Okay,
create a role out of it. Okay, wherein you define your own permissions and restrictions, whatever you want, and you work on things.
okay.